Hello, middle school, and good afternoon or good evening or whatever time it is when this video finishes uploading. I just want to say hello again, do another daily check-in. I've logged into everyone's iExcel today to see where you guys have been in iExcel. Some of you have been really studious, so good job, guys. And also, many of you have already turned in your first packets. So again, good job. Keep up the good work. And please, please, please don't hesitate to call me, text me, email me, or comment down below any questions that you have with any problems in your iExcel exercises or in your packet. You guys have been a little quiet, and that's okay, but please remember that I am here for you and I want to help you however that I can. And with that also, I would like to ask you guys if you could, because I know not all of you are working on iExcel as your main homework or schoolwork for the day. I know a lot of you are relying mostly on the packets. So if you could just at the end of every day send me a little message telling me what you've done that day, just so that I can check in with you and know that how you're doing. So you're probably wondering why I have what looks like a recipe on my whiteboard. That is because I have a hankering for some banana bread, and I wanted to make it into a fun math challenge for you guys. So my issue is that this recipe that I looked up online was for 3 bananas, and I have in my kitchen 5 beautiful, delicious looking brown bananas, and I want to make the most of them. And I still want to enjoy a nicely balanced loaf of banana bread. So what I'm going to need to do is increase the rest of the ingredients by the same amount that I am increasing the bananas. Okay, and that is where the biggest hint lies, class. My challenge is for you to give me an answer as to exactly how much of each ingredient I'm going to need in my new recipe. And the first person who can give me a correct answer will get a special shout out in the next video. But to give you a little push, you kind of have 2 options here. You can keep everything as fractions, or you can get really fancy and you can use decimals. Either way, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be multiplying each ingredient by the same amount that we're multiplying the bananas. And well, going from 3 bananas to 5 bananas, how much are we multiplying it? That's what we have to find out. Okay, so if you're doing fractions, okay, we're going to put our 5 bananas, okay, as a numerator, our original 3 bananas as our denominator. Okay, and as you can see, it's an improper fraction. You probably want to make it a proper fraction so it makes a little more sense. Okay, and I know you guys remember how to do that, right? We divide the top number by the bottom number, and whatever we have left over becomes the new numerator. Okay, so what you're going to do is multiply each quantity by 1 2/3 or 5/3. Or if you want to challenge yourself and exercise those brain muscles with multiplying and dividing decimals, you can do the same thing. Divide 5 by 3. 3 goes into 5 once. We have a leftover of 2, and instead of putting that into a fraction, we're going to add our decimal, add a 0, bring it down, and keep going. 3 goes into 20 6 times. The remainder of 2 you can kind of see where this is going. It's kind of repeating itself. You're going to end up with 1.6 to infinity and beyond, on and on forever. So what you can do is round that decimal up, right? You're going to end up with about 1.7 if you want to round up. Okay, so you're either going to multiply each quantity by 1 2/3 or by 1.7. Either way, that's a nice little quick and easy challenge for you to work on. Again, try and see if you can be the first one to give me a correct answer. Another thing I want to suggest to you, if you're tired of staring at your screen or staring at your packets, if there's math problems in your packets, another way that you can exercise your brain and take a little break at the same time and play a fun game with your parents or siblings that are at home with you is this idea that I got from Teacher Greg, another teacher on YouTube. And his suggestion is that you take any deck of cards, mine have cats on them, but any regular deck of cards that has, you know, all the numbers and face cards, okay? And the idea I liked was basically playing the same way that you would play War. You can play with 2 people or multiple people, but either way, each player is going to end up putting a card down, and you can adjust the rules to your liking. You can decide to add those numbers, subtract those numbers, multiply or divide those numbers, make them decimals, make them fractions. I'm not going to steal Teacher Greg's video by explaining it all to you here, but what I'll do is I'll link his video down in the description. And he has even more versions of math card games that you can play if you go over and watch his video and check it out. Okay. And yeah, so that is, other than catching up on grading and answering any questions you may have, what I'm working on right now is baking that banana bread. And I'd like to encourage all of you at home, if you have spare time outside of your at-home schoolwork, I encourage you to create something, whether that's a food or a craft or a picture or a story. What I'm trying to get into the habit of doing is journaling. I know we journal in class every day. I encourage you to keep up that habit. This is a journal that I'm using specifically for writing anything good that happened in my day. Trying to keep a habit of writing those positive things down for each day, so that way I can look back even during stressful times, like the past week or so, and see that, you know, there are still things to be thankful for, still blessings in every day. And with that,